Hey guys, it's Parker here, back with part 11 of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. So I guess we're continuing the witness testimony for like being accused of murdering the brickmaker now. Okay, so yeah, gonna do the usual 1 hour session, then I'm gonna split that in two. So I hope you guys understand. Yeah, I've just been continuing to play Genshin Impact, like. And then I also play Granblue Fantasy too, so I have like 2 games that I just like use up in my free time. So yeah, the sky was shut the entire time until we couldn't possibly have opened it. Okay, where's your proof? I have the proof. The blood puddle on the floor, right? How either witness is going to perform any malevolent act in this open rooftop deck without the other noticing for the wait. That's right, you see? We're innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument falls down that the two of you are in collusion with one another. What? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings. Huh, well, I don't suppose coppers anymore, don't I trust stinking rich? Who do you even trust, man? Something doesn't feel right here. The trial is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy? Why do I feel like I'm helping the murderer? Counsel for the defense, over to your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. I saw the victim inside Nicole's cabin talking with this man here. Is this true, Miss McGilded? Dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately. That's an outright lie. What all doubt you're engaged in? Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? Ah. 'Tis all but about evidence in the course these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. Dark, I saw you with my own eyes! This is going so well. Hold it! Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It was certainly have been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly. Is this some kind of a lark? Is this some kind of a joke, you said? Is that what this is? Or perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly? Are you fair dinkum, sir? Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you. Are you fair dinkum? That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you. I had to put up with it because this man unlocked the door. Any true gentleman and unlocked it, let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that young fellow. But you see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear you at all. That's a lie! So you did, guys, you're talking to someone! How do you make a pose like that? Now, 'twas a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. 'Tis hardly surprising. Saying things? Saying things? He's so angry. I believe we have reached an impasse here at a particular point. No, you! Don't take it personally now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, then 'tis only fair that you and the other fiend here are too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. This isn't a competition I'd like to be involved in, really. Hold it! So, you have never met Mr. Dicefire Mason before? Oh, lummy! No, not once, never. He never met the man before, he said never. And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either. That's right, sir. How does that have much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir? No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remotest connection to the gentlemen who are inside the cabin. Excuse me. Mr. McGilded? Yes, Counsel, what can I be doing you for? Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection? Is that right now, I wonder? What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplay, it has been too long, so it has. Eh? If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your repayment date. I beg your pardon. You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. Well, now, it's not a touch of begrudgery, is it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off another. Arg! And, young Mr. First. But me, sir? What do you want me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That there top hat sliding by your head. Is that one of your creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand? I learned to find a perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. Heh, the perfect fit, is it? Well, 'tis a very distinctive design, so it is. How many customers like it, I tell you? They like a distinctive touch. Customers? Such as Star's-fired Mason? Ah. There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence before, my lord. This you mean? I can't help thinking that the poor fellow's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh. That's one of my hats. Hey, that it is. So it seemed the brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer, I wager, you would have at a wee car over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh no, sir, absolutely not, sir. Well, there's really nothing more to add. It wouldn't be right to say that two fellows here have the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. You little weasel! Arg! He's better at this than I am. Gosh, Mr. McGill has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Please, don't let me, little interruption, hold up the proceedings. Hold it! Are you quite certain about that? That the sky was shut the entire time? I'm going to lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to lose his swag with you in a minute. That's what he said. Take a look for yourself. Go on. You see, it's shut fast now, just like it was on the night. So it is, of course. A fellow the size of Mr. Mason could literally break right through it all, still and all. What? Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand? Alright, now you hold on there, Minister. The size of the thing means nothing. Not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop biting our cane, shall we? I was writing on this on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself with it as it happens. This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First. Why are you talking about your farts here? I just need to say, well, the point is I tried to open the sky, you see. But, just mug, couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as Rouge, I did. Are you expecting me to sentence you? 50 years for farting in the carriage. Oh, no, sir, the point is, the sky can't be open. I tried, and when I was inside the cabin of shame. Yes. Excuse me. Would you like to say something? Mrs. Strahd. It opens. The sky. This is what we're talking about, right? All the skies open dead easy. More easily than you can load that weapon. That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, You can't do it from the inside, you mug. You can only do it from the outside, it seems. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of 1-0 with the drags. And I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out my ears. Mr. Straw, this is not the form to be utilizing eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I looked at the last box, Percy got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, and I couldn't hop out the bus and leg with it. So what I did was I used the sky, opened the catch, and jumped right through. What? Yeah, the catch for those guys is on the top side, so I can't open it from cabin. The sky opens from the roof deck? Balif, climb on the roof of the omnibus and wants to verify this witness's claims. Oh, my hat! See? Order! So, it appears that the state girl's statements is quite true. I don't believe it. The sky opens in front of the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo, this could be the clue we've been looking for. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue our cross-examination. Oh, yes, my lord. So the sky opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. Okay, let's actually investigate right now. Proof. That's right. Demand to hear it. We can't really say what we saw until you not for this. But you could call us both shizers, brand us criminals. You call us liars, that's what he means, and accuse us of doing it. As it stands at the moment, there is no hard evidence that incriminates these selves now, is there? I believe we're in much the same position as one another here. Arg! If I don't crack this case open, he'll crack his teeth. I wonder if those two men really were involved in some way. I couldn't say. I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here. I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that could truly determine the outcome of a trial. Evidence. No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury. So we're saying that's what we need now, is to find a conclusive piece of evidence. Okay. Yeah, here it is. I guess you can't frickin' examine it from the frickin' outside, I guess. Yeah, it does open very wide, doesn't it? Why do I have to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo? Why someone like me? Ah! What is it? Look, just here. Look at this. It's, without question, it's blood. Why would there be a blood stain? Surely it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? Alright. We got this freaking evidence. I guess I'll present it.
Objection!
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach, and immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the sky into the cabin below. Those are the facts, and they are irrefutable proof. Remains clearly invisible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug. Arg can't possibly have any evidence. No, he can't. I mean, we didn't do it, too. It's impossible. Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom. Counsel, my lord, I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Where exactly within the omnibus is the evidence to which you allude? You will point out what is that proves the victim fell through the roof deck through the skylight.
Got it!
By Jupiter! Is that blood? Arg. This blood stain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the sky of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my! And so it follows that Mr. McGilded was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. Duh. No! Order! But, But blood could have been sprayed up there when the fellow stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way to that one particular spot in the sky, sure, and that would be very convenient. Ah. And let's keep in mind that the sky catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But, there's no way to know for certain is there if the jet really fell through the sky, I mean. Why don't we have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seasons first? This is all too plain if you see. Just the aftermath shows the poor fellow dropped from a fair height right there, so it is. What? No. But it can't be, it's all lies! My fellow jury members, I think we all agree this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we? I believe we can, yes sir. It's clear to me now where the friendly rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So, they thought they could pull the wool over their eyes, did they? I won't tolerate any of the girl's courage is being soiled with blood. I won't tolerate it. Oh, I always knew that the nice gentleman who gave us that delightful part could have done such a thing. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this trial? On three to everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Objection!
Chilling performance, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what would you be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks? A blood stain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed. What are you talking about? It's there for all to see as clear blood.
Objection.
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb, so I could say with absolute surety. No such smear of blood existed in the carriage, at least not until this trial began. But, are you suggesting, Lord Van Zeeks, that the stain of blood was fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session. What? What a palaver! I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor for standing Lord Van Zeeks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if rolling off the tongue of the Reaper at the Bailey. Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? He fabricates evidence to make it to his favor. When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill forgotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. Tut tut, Lord Van Zeeks, this will not do to be sure. We'll now counsel. Oh, no. I think it's fair to say that this all sounds like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the sky didn't exist, you say. But, if you will all cast your minds back, isn't that true that omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Isn't that right now, counsel? It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time the court has been in session. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. As you wish. Cause somebody got tampered with the omnibus during trial. For asking me, I think. I mean, could it be possible? I mean, like during the smoke screen? Like during the smoke screen the gal put out in the court? While everyone was blinded and confused. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel there's just something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. Oh, good gracious! Explain yourself, counsel. Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit. Deceit? I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the wheel of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you rotten fecus Goger? Fecus Goger? You're supposed to be defending me. This is a wicked plot. This is a plot to undermine my orders.
Objection!
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies such as... To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, you had the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, this was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Then McGilda did it then. Unfortunately, Lord Van Seeks, no one is able to corroborate your claims. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the sky were shut. Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish it any certainty if this evidence is a result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord, no doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus, is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Have an inkling. My lord. Yes, counsel. There is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could have but not have been present at the start of the trial. What? What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you maggot, objection. Objection! Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification. Grr. This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I have no idea what's the truth and what's deception. What am I supposed to believe here? I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is the liege mark that you claim appeared to have appeared at some point during the trial? I know, like, wait a minute. I don't think this blood was here. Right? It looks pretty recent. Like this? So after blood, like, after some time passes, like, blood turns, like, rusty red or something? But, like, if it's, like, recent, it's, like, bright red. Like, see? Like, both of them are bright red. So this guy, like, killed it. He fabricated the blood. It looks pretty recent. You would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Yeah, cause like Van Zieks never mentioned it, and we never like mentioned it, and then it just suddenly appeared, and then we just suddenly realized. Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. I believe that blood stain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether the evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. What? This trial is over. Mr. McGilded? I've done everything I possibly can to corroborate the court, but 'tis all over now. But you're the defendant. It's over, I tell you. Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, 'tis all nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is, that bloodstain is there, now! Well, and over the course of this desperate trial, long and streamy John has been, that good-for-nothing repeatabilities failed to present any decisive evidence at all. I'm scandalized, so I am. I thought better, Lord Van Zieks. Well, my lord? I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollections of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular blessing in question is very much in existence, and in the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence. I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Man, this trial would have been different if Van Zieks just like took a picture of the whole carriage, like inside the carriage. Your lordship can't be serious. Lord Van Zieks, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we explored every possible venue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty. Yes. Which would mean we won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now with all these unexplained inconsistencies? Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please. Yes, my lord. The defense believes the defendant could be guilty. I am here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent. Good gracious me! Order! This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question. Are you of sound mind? But like, I think McGilded is guilty though. He like freaking fabricated all the evidence here. Oh, 'twas a grand decision to appoint him as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. What? I must say I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end here, but still, here, have to swear troubles. Ah! Your job here is done, fella, and some fine work you've done, so you have. But what do you mean? 'Tis just the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it before. The trial cannot go any longer. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. I really don't know what to make of all this. Was the evidence you see genuine, or was it fake? His lordship would be fuming. Any inside rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as he said. The stinking wretch always guilty of something, you mark my words. I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted a lovely man would give us a lovely park. No, not the proceedings of avoidance throw away. I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, The court must accept the defendant's plea. I thank you kindly, my lord. I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court. But we still haven't determined if the blessing in the arm is genuine or not. We don't know if the witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Francis? My lord. The case made by the prosecution is flawed, plain and simple. If indeed all it was presenting this evidence is tampered with, the prosecution is not fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place. My sincerest apologies, my lord. But wait! When we were evacuating the courtroom, Lord Francis ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot show responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair. The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, has been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to prefer judgment. What? Well, Lord Francis, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fellow, I couldn't have asked for the better defense. Do you mean to tell me this has all been a grand waste of time? 'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law. Magnus McGilded. Good grief, you have more to say to me, Hammy? Just one thing, a warning. This is far from over. Well, something you're looking forward to then. Ha 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 ha. I hereby pronounce the defendant Mr. Magnus McGilded. Wow, I feel so bad for letting a guilty man go free. I can't believe it. This is an outrage. You should have examined the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict. And my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end. With the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. That certainly was a long trial. Yes, it was. Your first ever trial in foreign soil and a first victory is a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. Congratulations! 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 And to you, Mrs. Sato, thank you for your assistance. I suppose you should be happy. The trouble is, you're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? McGilded! We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Hey, that you did. Mr. McGilded. And the girls wouldn't too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be let out when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I heard it was a sight to behold, and be sure it was. And I have you to thank, I suppose, for having the opportunity to see it. Wah ha 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 ha. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth is he saying, fella? How did I walk out there with Manton? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't you? I must say, you had me staring in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. Wah ha 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 ha! Tis water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh, A. They've all seen that I didn't do the odious and who's on a deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. To see it for what it is, to get to the truth. I have observated them, so I have after all. I do be providing a good number of the wages to all the taxes I pay. Wah ha 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 ha. It's not that funny. So then, as you agreed beforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh, no, I could have hardly accept that much. Arrah, be whiz, you're a humble fellow. People are you from the east? Well, if he insists. But how this still know? You deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything's ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me to the courtroom. Into the courtroom? Was this officer to sooner than I was led to believe? I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. It's time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as a standing member of this society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting yours. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. And there he goes, a free man. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Oh no. Don't move! Whereas I want to say get a move on. Sure, it does take forever to load that thing. Mrs. Star, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I hate all grown-ups. Doc, there you are! Naughty, naughty, running off like that. Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? Picnic. I'm taking that with you as well. Should I do the squeaky voice? Should I do the squeaky voice? Alright, here we go. It's gonna kill me, but let's do the squeaky voice. I was looking forward to trying run on my experiment to smoke grenade launcher. Ha! Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Grr. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades is so dull, don't you agree? White, and more white. If you had to be shot in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. Do we have to be shot in smoke, though, at all? I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing onto a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. A what's it? What? I have no idea what this girl's talking about. Anyway, you're coming on us now. Back to my laboratory. What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What, you mean sorry? You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Sure, an adult has told you that before? An adult? I don't listen to no adults. Come along then, follow me. Fine, have your way. Oh, good. You see, I knew you wanted to do the right thing in the end. I'm very sure that what she wants is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. Well, we'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. She was alive, everyone. Man, I did my best with squeaky voice. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too? Yes, you're right, but where to? Oh, we haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner we are in London than we had to rush here. Our travel case is still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today searching lodgings, but at this late hour of the day, I'm afraid I may be out of luck. Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where you can spend the night. Please tell me you're not thinking McGilded Park. I know it may be a little chill at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person's soul just as easily as an elderly one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. No, I'm sorry, we regret turning Mr. McGilded down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room, or mansion. But it would have felt really bad just taking that money. And so, The child determined my worthiness through the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead, just as the Reaper debated and warned. The case was far from over.
What's going on?
Get the fire brigade!
Water! Bring water, quick!
What the? How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
No. Oh, good God.
There's someone in there.
Oh. This can't be.
And did freaking McGilda was McGilda in that carriage? Oh my god! He freaking died! He freaking died! Holy freaking shit! Man, this freaking game. Okay. The adventure, the clouded Kokoro. Kokoro! The heart.